Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'll be uploading a lot more videos starting now, specifically on weekends, so be sure to like and subscribe. For my first video, I'll be showing and talking a bit about how I made this cave or mountain ridge set, specifically for my Power Rangers Ninja Steel figures and swords. I'd like to give a shout out to MMPR Toy Reviews for showing off all his wicked sets and his figures, and kind of inspiring me to try my skills at some different types of artwork. He built some really awesome stuff, and a lot of what I use in this video I learned from watching his videos, so definitely be sure to check him out. I'll be adding a link in the description. So this set itself stands probably about 9 inches tall, 10 inches wide, 30 inches long. The ridge of the mountain itself probably can hold about 4 pounds. This is my customized Ninja Steel Megazord, so this is the American version. Painted him up to match the Japanese version. It's a little more show accurate now. Started off with a piece of foam board for the base. Here you can see I'm just positioning all my figures, how I'd like to set them up, marking everything with a white pen. The styrofoam is just a guide also. Don't worry about anything here being too perfect. You just want to give yourself a layout, put what you're imagining down on something to build from. The reason why I used foam board was I just didn't want a thick base. Next, get a bunch of styrofoam. I kind of hoard this stuff. You can get it at any hardware store or craft store. Break pieces and glue them down with a hot glue gun. Layer them, add levels. Make sure where you want figures to stand though, you've got a level surface. This is probably the most important part of this step. I wanted to add the sidewalls because this display is probably going to be sitting at one of the ends of my shelves. So when you look at it, you could be looking at one of the sides. So I wanted to make sure that each side would look like it was a mountain as well. Might look like it's going to be a weak structure, but the next two steps are what's really going to make this thing solid. So now I've got some window or door screen. What you want to do is cover up all of the foam. This is really important for what we do after this. To get the screen to really stick, I angled my glue gun. I used the tip to smooth out the glue and get it in all the holes of the screen. This would have been much easier if I used a wood burner. I just didn't want to pull that out at the time. This was probably the longest part just because of angling the glue gun, and you really want to get the screen to stick to certain areas. And again, you want certain parts level so when you put your figures on them, they're standing up. As you can see, this is really time consuming. But again, this is really important for what we're going to be doing next. You don't really need to worry about the back of your set. I wasn't too concerned because that's always going to be back against the wall. Again, sides aren't always important, but those are something I wanted to add to this set specifically just because of where it would be sitting on my shelves. Continuing to add screen, filling up any holes. You can leave some gaps in the styrofoam where you're going to be placing the screen. Alright, so on to the next part. Now make sure you've got gloves for the next two steps. You're going to want to get yourself a good pair of latex gloves or dishwashing gloves, anything like that. Again, be sure to wear gloves here because this is where it gets really messy. After you've covered all the styrofoam in your window screen, get yourself a can of spray foam insulation, cover your set completely. Spread it out thin because it's going to expand over a few hours, even if it doesn't look like it will. You still want the foam to expand, but you don't want giant bubbles here. I've put a little bit on the floor just to kind of add to the cave look and make it look like they're on a mountain as well when they're standing on the base and not just on the lip. Now the last step is getting some joint sealer or drywall mud. Cover up your set, spraying a thin layer on everything. You can cover anything you missed, make sure to get it everywhere and cover any screen you might have left showing. You won't want this, you won't want the screen showing because that's going to take away from your set when it's all finished up. The drywall mud I used goes on pink, dries white, just so I know when it's dry. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Check back within the next 24 hours and I'll be posting another video showing off the completed set, some other customizations I've done or props I've built. If you're a Power Ranger fan, you'll want to check it out because I'll also be talking a bit about my custom Ninja Steel Megazord that I did and how I did that. For anyone wanting to customize action figures, that might be a good video to check out as well. Be sure to like and subscribe, stay updated, leave comments or suggestions for new videos, and I'll talk to you soon.